All right, guys. So let's just start by going through our objectives and kind of analyze them real quick so that we can be better. First of all, breaking lines. How are we doing central?
Not good.
Okay. I think Coach recorded 4 times we played to the 9. Okay. And then I think, was it Coach 6 times we broke the line? Okay. At the end there, actually, there was a couple nice touches, a couple nice little combination plays central. So we're not doing great in that area. How can we do better? Is there a way for us to do better at this? There's an idea that I have, and actually Coach brought it up. What can we do to be better centrally?
Play forward.
Like, what's the other team doing right now?
They're
Moving the ball
stepping
side to
quick.
side.
They step quickly. They try to move it side to side, okay?
High press.
They press hard centrally. How would we move them out of position?
One team around.
Go ahead, Holden.
I think the midfielders need to be moving around and playing like 1-2 touch to
Our midfielders.
Yeah.
So more separation, more moving the defense. Remember how we talked about getting wide to do what?
Open the space.
Create a passing lane for the 6 to the 9. That's a good idea. How about the 9 himself? What do we need more from the 9 himself? Checking in. So, and again, in that half, Carpy, I talked to you about playing a false 9 just to get you to drop deeper. I think that's something that's going to help us be successful. There's another thing that might help us as well. One thing that we're not doing today, because I think we're so focused on going straight, because that's kind of what we talked about. Instead of going straight, what can we do? What if we switch the point of attack? What if instead of forcing it down the line, we push it back to the outside back and move it around the back? What is that going to do for us centrally?
Give us more time.
Give us space.
Time and space. Now what you do is you move it around the back, stretches out the field. They step because they're high pressing. Now center backs or even the outside back on the weak side when receiving can now look to penetrate to the 8 and the 6, and then from the 8 and the 6, now that we have space, we can do what? What is our topic? What's our number 1 objective? What's that? Central penetration. We're looking to break lines. Yeah, so I think we got to add that to our game. I looked at it just a little bit at the end there when you guys just touched the ball, nice and simple 1-2 touch. Just in this little moment in time where we came out to the wide and went forward, and I think we went through Carpy and had a little opportunity forward. I think that's the key. I feel like we're getting so caught up in going very direct that we're forgetting that, hey, we can play some good possession soccer. So let's look to switch the point of attack and move it through the defense. Move it through the defense a little bit. I think that's going to improve our central attack a little bit. Would you agree on that? Yes. Good. Opportunities at the start. I'm going to address this before we go to our next objective. Opportunities at the start. What did we not do, Cade?
Cut off the pass.
Yes. Okay, now I don't want to pick on Cade, but I just want to highlight this. Jaden, what did we not do at the start that we needed to do, that we talked about? We don't want to give them the ball, but what did we talk about taking advantage of the other team? Because they sit high on their line.
Force the line.
Well, we can do that too, but remember we talked about, hey, quick punt to take advantage of a 1v1 up top. So these things, the reason I'm bringing them up is not to put you down, but to say, hey guys, we got to be better at doing our jobs out there. We got to be better at doing our jobs. Okay? If we talk about it, we need to execute it. Does that make sense? Number 2 objective was the press, and we talked to Kate about that a little bit. We got to be better about the press. We got to tuck in. The 11 and 7, your job is really simple. You just prevent the central pass. And of course, if there's that opportunity, chase what might you do better next time, because we know they're going there. What's that? Step harder to their 6. Step harder to their 6. That's the job of the 8 and 10 on the press, because they're trying to build out. So that if they go central, they're going to 6 or 8. We press harder with our 8 and 10. Okay, but our 11-7 have got to tuck back. Clear on that? Okay, that's got to happen. So we just got to be better at executing. Our last objective was. Anybody remember?
press.
Oh, that was the second objective. Carpy, come in here, please. Have a seat.
Exploding into space.
Covering space.
Like when you're on the top, making like that.
Okay, so that's part of it. So we were talking about counters, right? We talked about counterattacks. we're not terrible at the counters. I actually seen a couple through balls by Forney, Holden from the 10 spot, which is good. But what's the problem with just making the first touch?
Their center backs are staggered, so their balls are working.
Okay, there's that. So maybe we got to recognize that they're in deep and maybe play two. What are we trying to do to our 9 now?
Play 9.
Play. Yes. We want to connect feet. We had both Alec and Carpy in there who are big players. If we connect to their feet, what does that do to their center backs?
Let's check in, then we can
Pull in, and we can attack on the wide. We've got speed on the wide, so we want to kind of focus on that. So our first touch forward has been good. But what about the 11 and 7? What are we not doing at the 11-7 in transition?
make your runs across.
Yeah, that run should be right into the center back. So now what happens if you get both of your, what happens if now on the counter, we're going this way, okay? We have a first touch right here by Forney, or let's say maybe Chase. We have all of a sudden, we could play the feet, but maybe this is covered right now. Maybe we can't play the feet here. So maybe his first touch is into space behind it, and all of a sudden we have these guys getting across right here. So now you create a 1v1 against who?
So keepers.
Absolutely, the center backs. Center backs. So now we have this. So now we have this opportunity. And who fills in the gaps on the wide?
Outside backs.
Absolutely. So I haven't really seen that. So we really need to try and execute that. So outbacks have to recognize that moment in time. And it's just when we get the ball. Chase gets the ball. Maybe Forney gets the ball here. And we are going forward with speed. Our outside wingers like to sit here. Okay, this is not a bad idea, but that's not our strategy. Our strategy is here, immediately. Now this through ball becomes an option because now you have 1v1 plus you have an extra 9. Okay, and then of course our outside backs get into space. Now we're creating multiple opportunities to score for us. We clear on that, guys? Number one thing that I would really like to see from you guys is that we are executing what we talk about. You know, if I see you trying, that first touch forward is into space, I like that. I'm like, okay, we tried it. It didn't work out, but we tried it. Okay, but if I see us not executing what we talked about, that becomes a problem. Number one, we go back out. Okay, we're still looking to break lines, but we are making our switch the point of attack number one objective now. That is going to create options for us to penetrate central. Number 2 objective is penetrating central. Clear on that? Number 3 objective is the press. Let's be organized on our press. Pushing the ball wide, getting central. And of course, number 4. What's our number 4 objective? Archie. What did we not talk about? It was number 3 at the start, but now it's number 4. Sawyer. Little head low. What's that?
Loading into space.
I like set pieces. Actually, the corners have to be better. We have to get more players in the 6. Go ahead, Caleb. I like the ideas. What did we talk to you about? What was the issue? Yes, you can. Why'd you come out? Because you weren't executing the press. The press. So the last one is the press. Did I get that right?
Yeah,
did I say that right?
You already did press.
Press was like the first.
Did I mix that up, guys? If I did, my bad. So number 1, switching the point of attack. Number 2, now we can break lines. Number 3 was the press. Okay, my bad on that. Number 3 was the press, being organized. And number 4 is counterattacks. Good? Let's go, boys. Let's take this game in. Hey, let's play composed soccer. A couple of individuals, don't move Lucian. A couple of individuals that I need to address, Lucian and John, you guys got to be smarter out of the back. They've got, what's the number on that left side that keeps getting penetration?
Well,
Yeah, so we have 1 pressing. I'm not seeing this. I need to see Lucian pressing hard, and John, you need to drop into space deeper. That's not happening. You guys are getting flat. And then this guy gets through, and then all of a sudden he gets behind us. So you guys are not thinking quick enough. If John presses, of course, Lucian, you drop deeper into space. Does that make sense? So we've got to cover much better on that guy. That guy's the only one who's getting penetration. Clear on that?
yeah, but when he's 12, like, he's playing like a false 9, because he'll just check straight into the space and just switch with that.
Okay, so if he goes forward and he overlaps the 9, what has to happen if you press? What happens with the 6? What's that? Yeah. So then this 6, whoever that is. Logan, Lucas, whoever that is. You guys got to make that happen. Okay, you got to drop and cover on the 9. Clear on that? So that's got to be communication has to happen. They've had a couple opportunities in that space. Guys, let's play composed soccer. We go out there with intensity and conviction on what we have to do. Do your job out there. Clear? Okay, the way we're going to start. Okay, the way we're going to start is we have Carpy at the 9. We have Alec at the 11. And then we have Lucas at the outside back. We have Logan at the 6. And then we have Cade sitting at the, Cade, you're sitting at the 10. Cade, sitting at the 10. Clear? Okay? All right, guys, let's go. Chase, you're back out there. Same way we started, everybody else.
Up 7, right?
Yes.
So, Coach, I'm saying